Folks, welcome back to Flatirons Tuning. We are here today with your Suba News for the 34th week of 2026. It's actually been a bit quiet in the Subaru world this past week. The Ojibwe Rally is coming up next weekend. Putting the Flatirons Rally team together to go out to that event. We're excited about it. We're going to be running our old rally car there. We just got back from Climb to the Clouds. There's just 3 rallies left in the 2026 season for ARA, so a lot to play for still in these last 3 events, and Ojibwe is always a fun one. There is a video that is making the rounds of a Ferrari versus a Subaru in a drag race, and what's really cool is the Subaru wins. Now, first and foremost, I bet you that you've seen this because it's got like well over 1 million views. It's making the rounds. Is this what makes built not bought so cool? Is this what makes building a Subaru so cool? Because this is an example of how far the technology in building a Subaru has come. If you are so inclined, you can put enough time and energy and money into the car to make it basically as fast as a modern supercar that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's pretty cool. Now, the one thing I want to say is keep in mind that there's a lot of pieces to this puzzle that make this all possible. A lot of it is development. There's 3 tiers to it, which is basically manufacturers have to be able to do the development and make the parts. The parts have to be available for a place like Flatirons Tuning to sell, and then you, as the installer, have to be able to put the parts on the car. So I wonder, I feel like we need to be aware of that chain more than maybe we are, because there's a lot of things that are affecting that. We've had some conversations with folks like Cobb and whatnot as far as how that path of parts that from development to you where you can put them on your car, it's changing a little bit recently, so keep an eye on that. The cost of building the Subaru, obviously, it is pennies compared to the cost of purchasing the Ferrari. But again, I mean, that's where the built not bought, it is your own. When you build a car, you're putting in your blood, sweat, tears, your time, your money into the car to make it into something. And that's what is exciting about it. That's what we want to keep happening going forward. So the first and foremost thing we have to keep in our minds as enthusiasts is that that's how all of this is possible. Now, kind of related to that, it's not exactly a SubaNews story, but it's a Flatirons Tuning story. We put up a short this past weekend. It was actually a clip from a podcast that we did back in May this year where I mentioned this footprint calculation as part of the CAFE fuel economy standards. Now, I didn't really think much of it at the time because we've actually done a couple of videos about, one specifically about the footprint calculation, one about how Subaru can actually lean into this and maybe change their drivetrain layout and actually have some advantages in changing their drivetrain, with a fresh perspective. So check out those videos if you haven't already. But we got a ton of conversation out of this short, which I did not expect. Lots and lots of comments. There's a lot of contemplation, we'll say, about who put what form of the CAFE standards into place and how did we get here. The point that I want to make here is what matters is understanding the situation that we're in now. And really my motivation in making the footprint calculation video is to, there's so many of you, so many of us that want Subaru to make a small car like a GC again. And when I found out that there was this piece of the puzzle that makes it really, really challenging for them to do that, I wanted to make sure that we understood that, hey, it's not necessarily a decision that Subaru's made where they're not making any small cars. It's this is car makers in general. It's challenging for them to make anything small because of the legislation. Now, if we don't like that as enthusiasts, what we need to do is first have a clear understanding of how did we get here? What is going on? Is it something that the car makers are doing? Is it something that these fuel economy standards are affecting the ability of a car maker to make a car of a certain size? Well, we need to understand that first and foremost, and then the next step is, well, now we need to see what we can do as enthusiasts to change it. So obviously there's a lot of us out there that want Subaru or any car manufacturer to make a small car again. Now we have to figure out, okay, if knowing the situation, what can we do? Is it possible that we could work with an organization like SEMA, where they have a lot of ability to, they have ability to work with Congress and get things, at least get Congress people aware of situations, maybe even put legislation together to actually maybe, to me it makes sense, just remove the footprint calculation of the CAFE standards. It's a fleet fuel economy standards anyway. What does the size of the vehicle necessarily have to do with it? I guess the point I'm making here is we as enthusiasts, once we're aware of the situation, let's look forward. How can we improve the situation that we're in? How can we improve the ability of manufacturers to make the cars that we want? All this sorts of things. Let's focus forward. It doesn't really matter as much how we got here. Understanding the situation we're in is important, certainly, but let's look forward. How can we take that energy and that momentum that we have and focus it in something that we can actually maybe get some awareness of this or make a change out of it. So that's the reason I put that up there, and hopefully we'll find a way to do that again, maybe with an organization like SEMA in the future. So stay tuned for that. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. It's a tough one. This is not going to be a quick and easy thing. It's not a snap of the fingers. But hey, maybe we can find a way out of that. I mean, if we can build a Subaru that can be faster than a Ferrari supercar, we'll figure it out. All right, now we actually have a big warehouse update. Let's head back to the warehouse. Let's see what's going on back there. All right, so we are in the new warehouse space. Not a whole lot has changed here, but we have a neat new addition, which is this. This is a t-shirt press. We've been making shirts for a long time, and for a couple of years now, we've been using a third party to make and ship out the t-shirts. So if you order something from our YouTube page or from the website, most of the time we're sending that order through to this third party. They're making the t-shirt and sending it out to you directly. We're now going to start doing our t-shirts in-house. So very soon we're going to take all the t-shirts away from YouTube and whatnot, and so it's all going to be on our Flatirons Tuning website, and we're going to make them in-house. Now the first thing we've designed is a Ugga No Dugga design shirt. This is going to be our first fully in-house design. It's a DTF artwork, so we created the artwork, we send it out, we have it come in on a sheet, and then we can just basically press it onto the shirt here ourselves. What we did is we went out and we got a couple colors of next level t-shirts, so it's a really nice soft t-shirt, really high quality. And then with this DTF process, it lets us get a lot more detail out of the image. Because we're doing it in-house now, it's a little bit cheaper. It's easier for us to do cool little designs, like a little logo on the tag, our logo on the sleeve. It makes it so that we can make a t-shirt. It's got really cool artwork, really cool design, a lot of artwork where, if we're having a third party make these for us, the bigger the artwork is, the more they charge us, the more locations we put the artwork, the more they charge us. And this way we can bring you a really high quality shirt with a really cool design. So you're really, really supporting what we are doing here with Flatirons Tuning with these shirts. Now, of course, we hope that you like all of the artwork and the logos and stuff and all these new shirts that we're working on. There's some cool stuff over here that I can't show you. In fact, I think Carter got a little bit of B-roll of something that he was not supposed to see. Don't show him this. Oh, no. Stop showing them all of these. I mean, how do you even choose what your favorite model of Subaru is? Yeah, so we're working on a lot more cool things, which stay tuned for that. More to come. But we're really excited about this as a way that you can get a really cool shirt, really cool design, and it really is going to go a long way to supporting what we're doing here at Flatirons Tuning. So that is the big warehouse update for now. All right, well, that is your SubaNews for this 34th week of 2026. Keep your eye out on the Flatirons Tuning website for these new shirt designs. We've got one or two in the works. There's a lot more that are coming in soon. And again, this is going to be, we're making them here. We're making them in-house, so this is going to be a great way to support what we're doing here at Flatirons Tuning. If you like this content, if you like just Flatirons Tuning in general, what we're up to, and if you like the shirt, if you think it's a cool shirt, that helps too. It's awesome. So thanks very much for your support as always. And until next time, stay tuned with Flatirons Tuning.